Hi guys, my name is Laura. Welcome to Hedgehog's Homestead. Let's make some butter today. Okay guys, we got it at 67. Now it's time to make some butter. We're gonna pouring it into our mixer or our blender. We're only making 16 ounces this time. Okay. You want to make at least a cup of butter at one time. So this is just leftover whipping cream, or heavy cream, that I had left over from making cinnamon roll topping the other day. I do a heavy whipping cream, cream cheese cinnamon roll topping for my cinnamon rolls. You guys can look for that recipe below in that video on how to make those. They're so delicious. Okay. What this needs to do, guys, is it needs to go past that whipping cream phase. So you're going to blend it in your blender or your food processor or anything that can whip it really fast. You can't do it with a hand one. You need something a little more mechanical and fast than that. But you're going to blend this until it starts to turn yellow, and it goes past that stage, and it starts, this liquid, which is whey, starts to withdraw from that, and your butter or your heavy cream has turned from white to yellow. You can do a whipped butter at that point where it kind of looks cottage cheesy. I like that kind of butter, but you can let's go ahead and do that today. So we're going to start on 2 and just start whipping it up, guys. I will stop and show you at each step what it looks like. You guys know what whipping cream looks like, so maybe we'll skip that one, but we'll go to where it's starting to curdle and making that whipped butter. Okay guys, it's starting to turn into butter, into that whipped butter I was talking to you about. See how it's got chunks in there? It kind of looks like a yellowy cottage cheese. That's it, turning into butter. Let's keep on going. So guys, it's getting up on the sides too much, so I want to push that back down. So I just got a nice little, spatula thingy here, and I'm pushing that back down. Oop. It's kind of messy stuff at this point. It really has that fatty consistency to it now. When you touch it, it feels fatty. It's got that really cottage cheese consistency. The water has started separating from the butter. Now we're going to take it out. We put it in a bowl, and I'll show you what it looks like. That's really nice. Again, like if you want to do the garlic or rosemary butter or something like that, if you want to kick it up a notch. It's delicious. I made some just the other day. I put a little garlic powder and a little Italian seasoning in it, and perfect for, of course I like to make my own homemade bread too, so I put that on some homemade bread, put it in the oven for a while, and you got some really nice garlic bread, guys. Really firming up, and you can see that the whey is coming out of the butter. So we're just going to squeeze that a couple times. I'll move you guys over here. I got to get a couple things out of the way from making this. Okay. And I used a little bowl with a spout so I could do this. Okay, so let's get as much of this off as possible, the whey. So now we want really cold water. So guys, we want really cold water, and now we're gonna rinse this 3 times. Sorry, it's kind of hard to hear over the water, but so we're gonna rinse it 3 times, and we're gonna basically put cold water over it and kind of mash the butter through it, and then strain it off. Okay, we're gonna push it into the side of the bowl, and then we'll strain it off. Okay, so we're mixing it in. Then we pull it to the side, drain off that water. Okay. Water's warm, it will just melt your butter. Of course, you guys could have figured that out, but I've done it before. So, as I say, learn from my mistakes, guys. Because sometimes when you're making something, you're thinking about what you're doing and you're not thinking about what you're doing wrong. You're just kind of thinking, oh, I haven't done this before, or you don't know what to look for because you haven't done it a bunch. So, okay. So nice yellow butter. Okay, let's do it one more time, guys. Okay. You can see each time how the water gets a little lighter. So, okay, I don't think there's any more coming off of this. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just squeeze it in the corner. I'll let that water out. And this is the important part, guys. Now we really have to squeeze out this water because that is the part that see how it's getting nice and together now. Okay, I don't see any more water running off of it. Okay. Now let's go over here. Okay guys, now it's time to add the salt, and we're just gonna add a pinch of salt to this. The salt just helps the flavor profile a little bit. So I'm gonna add a pinch of salt, and I'm gonna mix that in, and then this butter is done, and that's how easy it is. Isn't that great? But if you wanna kick it up a notch, you can add garlic, you could add rosemary and garlic and all kinds of stuff. But I made some of my own garlic mix with just a little garlic powder and some Italian seasoning, and that was very, very good on some to make some garlic bread with. So when I say a pinch, I mean a pinch. But I want you guys to start with a little pinch, give it a little taste, you know, see what you guys like, what you prefer. It's really easy to make this too salty. So I'm just gonna stir it up, mix it in. There you go, guys. That is how easy it is to make butter. Now, when you're mixing it in your blender, you're just going to keep an eye on it. Stop that blender, you know, and look at where it's at. As soon as it comes to, well, I guess the first thing you need to do is get it at room temperature. At 67 degrees is the best temperature for making butter. And so you want to get it at that temperature by sitting on the counter. So if you're thinking, and that takes a while, that takes longer than you'd expect, probably about 4 hours. You're going to get your meat thermometer out, stick it in there, wait for a minute or two, and check and see if it's at 67 degrees. And then you're going to put it in your blender and start blending it. Once it gets past that whipping cream consistency, you really want to start, because it's not much past that it turns into that cottage cheese kind of consistency. And so now we have some really creamy, delicious butter. And we're gonna put that, now we're gonna put it in a container. This is the butter I made the other day, and I lost that video on it. I wish I could have showed you guys that, because that was a perfect butter making video, but that's okay. Sometimes I had trouble uploading it and lost it in the process. So this is just the regular everyday butter with just salt in it. And then this, guys, is my herbed butter with garlic powder. It's already got salt in it. Remember, the main butter already has salt in it. And so I added just Italian seasoning and some garlic powder. You can add real garlic to it too. Your preference. Be creative with it. Have some fun. You're using something that probably would have ended up in the garbage because you bought it for a holiday event, or you bought it to put on a pie and you had plenty left over. So now you're making butter out of it. You're not wasting it, and you're saving money, guys. You're probably saving, out of all the butter I made out of what I didn't use out of that, because I go to Costco and so I buy it at Costco, right? I probably saved, it probably cost $8 for that big Costco one. I not only made a couple desserts out of it, now I got about $7 worth or more, probably 8 or 9 worth of butter out of it. So I actually got my money back, and I don't have to buy butter. So I made butter out of it. Now I don't have to buy extra butter. There we go, guys. Saving money, not wasting, makes a better day, makes us feel better. Plus the satisfaction of creating something yourself. This is a great thing and an easy thing to do with your kids, to teach them. Have some fun with it, add some herbs and spices in it, and you guys have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe. That really helps my channel out. And as always, God bless.